Hello everyone, Simon here. Today we're not playing any games, we are maybe we're making games. So this is the Unreal Engine 4 editor. And if you don't know what the Unreal Engine is, it's well, I mean, a lot of new games are running on this engine now, and you can actually download and use it for free. You don't have to pay any money until you actually make a game and then sell that game. So once you start making money with the Unreal Engine 4 game that you've made, then you have to start paying money. So it's free to use. So if you're interested in game design or you just want to try it out, see what happens, you can just download it for free from just Google it, and you can download it for free and you can use it. So this is what we get to once we get once you open up Unreal Editor. This is one of the templates. So I haven't made anything. I'm going in blind. I've never used Unreal 4 before. I have used, I think, Unreal 3 before. But I'm going into this one blind, and so we're going to explore together how we're going to maybe make stuff in Unreal Engine. Alright, so welcome to Unreal 4 up here. Click the icon for a tour of the tools. Alright, let's just click these learning things. And let's see if we can be taught stuff. This tutorial points out each of the key interface elements for the Unreal Editor. Well, that's useful. What are more options? Okay, never mind. Next. The tools in the editor are made up of multiple panels. Well, there's all sorts of panels already. Look at that. Panels and panels and buttons and panels. They can be moved around, docked, closed, etc. to create custom layouts. So we're not going to do that just yet. But if you want to, you can move them around. If you ever hide something you need, all panels are accessible from the window menu. This one here, window. Right. There's not a lot of menus. Everything is buttons and panels, which I guess is good UI design, I suppose. The level editor is the hub of the Unreal Editor. Wait, which one is that? Which one is it this one? Is it the one in the middle? This is your world building tool. You create levels, place and modify actors, test your levels, etc. I'm assuming this in the middle is the level editor. Alright, next. In the center of the screen is the main 3D viewport. The most common way to navigate the viewport is by clicking and holding the right mouse button and using the WASD keys to fly around. Oh, that's handy. Alright, so right click is the camera, and then WASD is the shuffling. Alright, good. Oh no, where's our template? Our template level. First person template, look at that, it says right there on the ground. Alright, next. These buttons, I'm assuming these ones. Oh, look at that. Translate and rotate and scale objects. Hold on. These buttons select the various tools to manipulate actors in your levels. You can move, rotate, and scale them, and also each of these tools can be set to snap at intervals and set to local space or world space. So I've used CAD programs before, and I've used 3D modeling programs before, so if you haven't, some of this terminology might be strange to you. Like local space or world space, what does that mean? Well, like the world has an X, Y, and Z axis, like a X, Y, and Z axis. Yeah, so the world has the three axes, but then each object itself also has its own axes, and so you can like rotate it on the object's axis. So I mean, if you have a cube, if you have like a rectangle, you can say like rotate it this way, and then rotate it. I can't explain. We'll show you. So you can either rotate it according to the world geometry or the local, like the world axis or the local axis, or even like the axis of another object if you want to. These buttons change the way the viewport renders. You can have the viewport show or hide types of actors, change which render buffer is shown, enable wireframe, disable lighting, and more. So we're currently in perspective. We can go top, bottom, left, right, so front and back. So there's 6 orthographic projections. This is it's lit right now. Unreal Engine is lit right now. We can go unlit, in which case we lose the shadows, as you can see. So the lighting is gone. Unlit doesn't mean it's dark. Unlit means there's no shadows. And then there's the wireframe. So look, polygons. Is it just me, or are there a lot of unnecessary oh, there's a sphere, I see. So the sky is a sphere. It's a sky sphere, not a sky box. Well, the fact that it's a sky sphere means it's a lot more polygons than it would be if it were a sky box. I'm just saying. Anyway, what is that on the ground? Oh, I see. The words are also a texture. Wait a minute. Each letter is its own polygon? That seems... Is that right? So P is right there. Wireframe. Yeah, so each letter of the word of the sentence, each letter of that sentence is a polygon on its. I don't know why that would be. Anyway, so you can change the lighting and so on and so forth. Let me continue. The mode panel contains a selection of various tools, two modes for the editor. These change the primary behavior of the level editor for a specialized task, such as placing new items into the world, creating geometry and volumes, painting on meshes, generating foliage, and sculpting landscapes. Okay, so there's placing objects, so you can place primitives. You can paint, which this is painting textures, so you can apply textures to parts of surfaces, I guess. Landscape, it's its own mode, so making landscape is a different thing from making other geometry. Making trees and leaves is also a different thing from making other geometry. I guess we'll find out why. And then geometry editing. Oh wait, so you can edit geometry in the program, I think. So this is important, right? Because the workflow of these programs are not always obvious. I believe, if I remember right, the Unity engine, I don't think allows you to create and edit geometry in the Unity program itself. So some programs require you to make the geometry in a different 3D modeling program. And then you make meshes in a different program, and you bring that mesh and you put it into the game engine in the game editor, but then you can't edit the mesh in the editor. You have to take it back out into the 3D modeling program, the other one, whatever one you use, either it's Maya or 3D Max or whatever it is you use, or like a Softimage. And then you kind of edit it out there, and then you re-import it. So some programs work that way. I'm pretty sure Unreal can also import geometry from other programs. I'm just wondering how useful the geometry editing is in Unreal itself. Like, if the Unreal Engine geometry editing is fully featured enough, then we might not need a third program. That's what I mean. Because you don't want to have to use other programs. First of all, 3D editing programs are expensive. There is a free one called it's Blender. So there's a free one called Blender, but Blender is it's kind of different from the others. Maybe it's because of patents and everything else, but it's difficult to get used to, in my opinion. Maybe you find it easy. So, but anyway, the point is that it's more complicated if we have to switch between different programs and import and export and everything else. Anyway, so it seems like there's a geometry editor here, and we'll find out soon enough how useful that is. Alright, good. The content browser is the primary area for creating, importing, organizing, viewing, and modifying content assets within Unreal Editor. Right. So you see this import button there. So what I was talking about, you make meshes in a 3D modeling program and you import it into here. This is what I mean. I can kind of import stuff. You can import textures and I guess music and code and like scripts and all sorts of stuff. And you put everything in your content browser, and then you just kind of, this is your library, right? So you can just kind of have a library of stuff. You just dump the stuff onto your level and you arrange them into a game. It also provides the ability to manage content folders and perform other useful operations on assets, such as renaming, moving, copying, and viewing references. So again, if you're not familiar with how this stuff works, is you end up with a lot of files. Because every single thing you make, it's object-oriented, I suppose, is how you would describe it. Like you make a lot of objects, right? Like every texture, there's a different thing, and then every every sound file is a different thing. So every sound is its own sound file, and then every file is a different thing, and every bit of geometry is a different thing. So you make like 10 different trees or something, and you have like a tree 1, tree 2, tree 3, tree 4, and then you kind of take each one and you arrange them in the level, and try not to have all the trees look like they're copies of each other. You might need more than 10 trees, actually. You might need a lot more than 10 trees. Anyway, the point is, like, you end up with a lot of stuff in your library, and you just kind of copy things, or you take copies or instances of things from your library and put them in your levels. The content browser can search for and interact with all assets in the game project. So, okay. Well, everything is here. Everything is here, and you can search for them, which is useful. No, it's useful only if you name them properly. If you name them something and then you forget what the names are, you still can't find them. So this search, but search is only useful if you know what they're named. And I mean, I'm laughing because I don't know, like, if you're not aware, once you have a big project, you imagine a big project like what's an Unreal 4 engine game? Is Doom Unreal 4? Or is it their own? I don't know. But you think of any big game and there's going to be like millions of assets. Literally millions of assets. You're just like, what's happening? What's happened? You're trying to search for this one thing that you need, and it's just like, anyway. So once projects get big, and also if you have like hundreds of different people working on a big game, and like, what did that other guy call that particular texture? You have to kind of find it. Anyway. So all this stuff, we're not going to run into that problem because it's just me. It's just me, and I don't plan to make a big game. But I'm just thinking of the kind of shenanigans that happens with big projects. Anyway, the details panel contains information, utilities, and functions specific to the current selection. We haven't selected anything, so there's nothing there. Actually, I can try selecting something. Also, my face is there too. My face is right there. So maybe we can't see it. Let me just click on that cube. Alright, so it lagged for a bit. My computer might actually be not powerful enough to run Unreal 4. Anyway, so we selected a cube, and you can see there's a lot of things down here. Let me just move myself a little bit. Oh, look, all that stuff down there. Anyway, let me just put myself back there. Alright, so guys, scroll down. Oh man, I'm lagging in the editor. I'm not even like in the game. Oh, wait a minute, it's because I wasn't highlighted. Never mind. It doesn't lag that bad, right? I mean, the frame rate is not, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Alright, that's alright. So every object has all sorts of attributes and variables and things. The details panels, alright, it contains transform edit boxes, which is there. That stuff there. For moving, rotating, and scaling actors. In fact, I can like play with these right now. So if I lock the scaling and then I go like 5, and then press enter. So you see that cube there has grown bigger than before. And then if I make it like 40, oh well, I mean, now we're inside the box now. Okay, let's not make it 40. Let's make it 30. So now there's a giant box taking up most of the room. So this is like the numbers here, right? So you can kind of change these numbers and resize your box. Let me put it back to 2.5. Alright. So again, like this sort of stuff, if you are familiar with 3D modeling software, then you would know this stuff already, because this is quite familiar to me because I've seen it in multiple programs before. But if you've never seen a program like 3D Studio Max or Maya or anything like that, then this might be completely new to you, and maybe less accessible than it is for me. Did I change this earlier? Is this meant to be 0? I think it's meant to be 0. These numbers are not round numbers. Anyway. Displays all of the editable properties for the selected actors. I mean, it's a static mesh, 1 meter cube static mesh. and provides quick access to additional editing functionality depending on the type of actors selected in the viewport. You can see materials here, right? So, oh wait, you can cube material override. So we can change it to a different material if we want to. And there's a bunch of, I think these are like default materials. There's stuff in the library already, so I can like change it to rough cobblestone texture. Oh, look at that. So now it's a, oh man, it's normal map too. So now it's a rough cobblestone cube, which is a little bit strange, but just bear with us. It's hold on, let me just move up to it. I mean, that looks quite convincing. It doesn't quite line up there, but you know, if we pretend that we don't see that, oh, that's pretty convincing. I'm convinced. I don't know if you're convinced, but I'm convinced. So there you go. Rough cobblestone. Concrete grime. Oh, it's just brown. Oh no, there we go, there we go. Alright, good. So the textures are slowly loading in. Grimy concrete. I feel like it's the wrong scale. I feel like the texture is the wrong scale. Maybe I'm the wrong scale. Okay, so that's supposed to be the person, right? That's supposed to be the person holding a gun. You can see there's a camera. There's the blue thing, which is a camera, and then there's like 2 robot arms, and then there's 2 guns. I don't know why there's 2 guns. Shouldn't there only be 1 gun anyway? So that's the character. So the box, if we take this as the size, the box should really be like, the box is like 2.5 meters tall, I think, or at least 2 meters tall. So I feel like the texture is the wrong scale, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, it doesn't really matter for us right now. Let me put this back to whatever it was. Material, cube material override. Alright, good. Next. The scene outliner panel displays all of the actors within the scene in a hierarchical tree view. Oh yeah. Actors can be selected and modified directly from the scene outliner. So, alright. First person example map editor. So this is the world. The name of the world is first person example map. Arena geometry. It's a folder. Arena. So the arena is a number of walls, and the floor and the exterior walls. Alright, so it's that wall there, and then the floor, and then a number of walls. That's the arena, and then there's a bunch of cubes. In fact, there's a... Actually, what am I standing in? Am I in... Oh, I'm in the wall, I see. And then there's a bunch of cubes. There's a whole lot of cubes there. And then there's lighting. Light source, directional light. That's meant to be the sun, I believe. Light component inherited. Intensity 2.75. Light color is mostly white. Light source angle 1. Temperature. White D65 is 65,000. I mean, okay. Okay, but... So this sort of stuff, if you haven't studied lighting before, this might be a bit complicated. Mostly it's the color and intensity that you need to worry about. And I guess like draw distance and stuff like that. And shadows. But what I'm personally interested in is the sun. Because I'm from architecture, and so I like sunlight. I like to see buildings in sunlight. So I need to figure out a sun, basically, this is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the light source, light mass importance volume. What does that even mean? Light mass importance volume. What? Wait a minute. So I think this is like within this box, we calculate light and physics. Is that what it means? And then everything outside the box, we don't calculate light and physics. Is that what it means? Possibly. Possibly. That seems to make sense. Light mass importance volume. Because again, like if you have a huge background, like you have mountains in the distance, you don't really want to simulate physics on distant terrain. Like, that you don't want to. That's the sort of thing that you don't need to do in a game. So and like lighting, maybe you don't even do that. Like, you just have like fake lighting outside the. So you don't have the mountains in the distance casting shadows, because that would be just a waste of computational resources, right? I think that's what it means. Collision, spawn collision handle. Try to adjust location. Don't spawn if still colliding. Always spawn ignore collisions. Try to adjust location. Always spawn. I don't know. I don't really know. Selected in persistent level. Convert editor. Selected title. I'm not touching that. I don't really know what it means. Process volume. Okay, so I think this is the same thing, except this is post-processing. So post-processing refers to things like the shiny stuff. Basically, the shiny stuff in graphics is all the shiny stuff. Again, like, you don't necessarily need to post-process like things in the distance that you can't see clearly. So all the like the specular mapping and stuff like that, you would actually, is that post-processing or is that something else? I think like distortions or like God rays post-processing. Anyway, so again, I think this means that only the stuff inside the. Let me just move this a little bit to see what it is. All right, that's the yellow box. Let me undo. Move actors. So the yellow box is the post-processing box, and then the light importance. Wait, that's the yellow box too. Okay, it's yellow and brown, right? Undo. Because they're both brown. Okay, they're both yellow boxes. So everything outside don't get post-processed and don't get lighting and mass. Oh, skylight. Wait a minute, the skylight. So this is supposed to be the sun, I believe, and then there's a skylight as well. SLS captured scene, source type. SLS. Construct the skylight from the captured scene. Anything further than sky distance threshold from the skylight position will be included. So what? Oh well, this is okay. This is where the sun is supposed to. This is the texture, right? So there's a sky texture on the sky sphere, and that's pretending to be the sun there. Is that what it means? So SLS specified cube map. So I think what it means is that it just takes this texture and figures out what the skylight color is from the texture, and then it applies it to the sky. I think that's what it means. Hey, that's cool. So if we change does that mean that if we just change the texture into like evening and the sky is like orange, then it would change the skylight to orange? Is that what it means? But there's a light color here too. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Anyway, there's light color here as well. And we can like make everything blue if we want. If we change the skylight to blue, we can even red. Although, alright, let me just make everything red. Anyway, let's not mess around too much with the light color. Undo clicking on actors. Okay, let me not mess with that. Skylight render FX atmospheric. There's fog. Why would there be a fog in a box? Okay. I guess I just put everything in here so that you can mess with this stuff as I am. Sun multiplier 1, fog multiplier 1, density multiplier 1. So can I put a lot of fog in here? Anyway, we'll find out later on. Sphere reflection capture. Oh, there's even got a reflection map going on. So I suppose if we put in reflective stuff like metals or smooth metals or water or something, then we'll get a reflection map from the sphere. Which, okay, sky sphere blueprints, network player start, first person character. It's got a gun. And then template label. Okay, I see. Alright, so this is everything in the level is here. And again, like once you get a big complex level, you have like thousands and thousands and thousands of items. And it's just like the bigger your game, the more unwieldy this stuff becomes. Alright, cool. So that's the world outliner, or the scene outliner. You can also use the column selector drop-down menu to display an extra column that shows levels, layers, or ID names. What does that mean? What? Column selector? Oh, this one? Okay, get more columns. Okay, cool. Actually, type, level, layer, socket, ID name, uncached lights. Alright, the toolbar provides quick access to commonly used tools and operations. Save current, source control, content, marketplace, settings, blueprint, cinematics, build, play, and launch. The build, play, and launch buttons are the ones that we're gonna click as soon as possible, I believe, because we wanna try this out. Anyway, next. The menu bar is similar to the menu bar found in many computer applications. It provides access to general tools and commands that are used when working with levels in the editor. This subsection on the far right of the menu bar has an input field for searching the editor. Search for help, okay. If you need more information at any time, interface elements, icons, buttons, tabs, menus, entries, etc. have enhanced tooltips that can be accessed by holding Control and Alt while moving the mouse cursor over most interface elements. Try this now. Isn't that it? Hold Control and Alt for more. Holy crap! All the help is just on the button. Wow. Enables rotation mode in the 3D viewport. This will allow you to select and rotate actors in the viewport. Tip: when selecting multiple actors, shift and left mouse click. The last actor selected will be the rotation point for all the selected actors. This works with the translation and scale tools as well. And then there's a further link for wait, what? There's more, there's a second page. For rotation and translation only, this will switch between local and world coordinate systems. While in world mode, the transform tools will align themselves to the grid of the world, while in local mode, well, I mean, this shows you what it means, local and world mode. In local mode, the transform tools will align themselves to the rotation of the selected actor. Alright, so if we just... Oh man, this is a static mesh actor is used to easily place a static mesh asset onto the level. Static mesh actor is an instance of a use static mesh in the world. Static meshes are geometry that do not animate or otherwise deform, and are more efficient to render than other types of geometry. Static meshes dragged into the level from the content browser are automatically converted into static mesh actors. Alright, so if we put it from here into there, it becomes an actor. It's again, like this sort of stuff is complicated if you've never done anything like it before. This finishes the Unreal Editor interface walkthrough. Clicking the home button will take you to the main tutorial interface. Oh man, it's got a tutorial interface by itself in here. Alright, welcome to the we've completed that. Blueprint first person template overview. Basics, blueprints. Okay, this is just a lot of tutorials. I don't know if I want to do all the tutorials on video, because it's just going to be a lot of reading, right? If I just do all these tutorials. I mean, it's important as a person who wants to learn to do all this stuff, but I don't know if you want to learn with me or the whole way. Anyway. Play. Oh look, we're here. Cool. Cool. It's got sound. It's quite loud too. So here's the thing. These boxes move. So are they static meshes or are they not static meshes? They're not static meshes, are they? So the walls don't move. You can also jump a little bit. The walls don't move, but the boxes do. Alright. Can I get back out though? Escape. Alright. So what are these things? No, these are static meshes. Static mesh actor. They don't animate. They don't deform. But they can move. Like they can be pushed around by physics. That's not what I thought. That's not what I thought they were. I thought they don't move. Hold on. Oh, simulate physics, I see. So there you can simulate physics on these cubes, but you don't simulate physics on the walls, right? So you can't move the arena walls, but you can move the boxes in it. Okay. Alright. So okay, cool. Alright, great. Simulation generates. So what if I build this? Build options. Build lighting only. Let me just build the whole thing. Building texture streaming. Allow access. Swarm agents. Exporting lighting data 100% done. Build. So you every time you click build, it basically turns this into a game, I believe. So you don't want to click this too often. You want to click it often enough to test your game, but you don't want to click it too often. Because as you can see, oh, you can't see because my face is in the way. It's building lighting 9%. So let me just move my face over here for now. So this thing takes forever to build. And I don't know if I should like just continue exploring while it builds. And especially on my computer is not very fast, right? And so it's going to take a long time to build. Alright. So I'm just wondering if I should just go look at some tutorials. So artist quick start, level designer quick start. So these two are the ones that I want to look at the very least. Programming, maybe not. I'm thinking I just want to make some art. I just want like make some environments because, you know, again, I have an architecture background, so I kind of just want to make a building and then have it rendered in the UE4 engine, Unreal Engine 4, and have it look great under the sunlight and all that. So maybe we should have a look at these ones. Artist quick start. Actually, let me just go back. Let me open this in a new window. This quick start guide shows you how to add assets to your Unreal Engine 4 games. By the end of this guide, you will know how to use the project browser to create new projects and navigate the content browser to find and add content. You'll also know where to find information on the FBX content pipeline, while learning how to use the material editor to modify materials before applying them to a static mesh actor. So this seems important. I want level designer quick start. But this is telling us how to import stuff though. Importing meshes, importing textures, preparing textures for import. Okay. And then the level designer quick start. The focus of the Unreal Editor Quick Start Guide is to walk you through the basics of working with Unreal Engine 4. After going through this tutorial, developers will know the following: how to navigate viewports, how to create a new level, how to place and edit actors in levels, how to build and run levels. Okay, this is the beginning one. We should start there. We should do this in sequence, I think. Unreal Engine 4 terminology. And then tools and editors. Let's see what this is. So this stuff we should probably read. Alright, we should read that. And tools and editors, level editor, material editor, blueprint editor, behavior tree editor. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Holy crap, look at all the stuff we have to learn. Amazing. Alright, well, we should, alright, well, one step at a time. Maybe it's time for a break. Is it time for a break yet? How long have we've been doing this for 34 minutes, 35 minutes. Is it time for a break yet? Okay, how are we doing down here? Have we built this? Is this finished building? Is that what's going on? OBS Studio, Swarm Agent. Okay. Well, if we don't have a swarm. I believe what this is that you can, if you have multiple computers, you can have other computers. Wait, killing rogue job? What the? You can, if you have multiple computers, you can have other computers render your stuff for you while you wait. Anyway, can I like close that? Alright, good. So what if I launch? Select content to save. Sure. I don't know what's gonna happen. Launching. Processing assets for Windows. Is it building again? I already built it though. Is it building? I'm not sure I understand what this is going on. See, this is why we should read the tutorial before we press these buttons, because the tutorial will tell me what's going on. But sometimes I'm the kind of person who just presses buttons without knowing what they do. Deploying executable and assets to, that's my computer. Running test 00. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Hey, look at this. Wait, is that? Okay, it's not lagging on that computer. So this, I believe, is actual Unreal Engine 4. You can see the aliasing too. So this is the actual game, isn't it? 64-bit PC Direct 3D. Which that seems good. This is kind of loud, the sound. We don't have many menus. We have no menus. Pressing escape doesn't do anything. Okay, well this is a... Let me just press some buttons here. I'm trying to figure out... Whoa, apostrophe to close. Use numpad to toggle categories. What does that mean? Use numpad. Oh, 1. AI, 0, nav mesh. AI. Okay, turn on AI, turn off AI. Behavior tree. Perception. I don't know what this stuff is. Tab spectator. Control tab. HUD. Control. I don't have a HUD. Control tab debug messages. Apparently I don't have any debug messages. Tab spectator. Spectator mode, alright. Debug active none, alright, cool story. I'm just pressing buttons to see what's going on. I mean, the thing that bothers me is that there's no escape. Pressing escape doesn't do anything. So there's oh, whoa, okay. Hey, look at this. Nice. So, this is seeing what lags, right? So, nothing lags. Except the words. Max shader complexity count equals 2000. Shader complexity. Okay, this. I guess this is like transparency, and that's why. I think the word is actually transparency. Hold on, how do I turn it back to? Okay, there you go. So this, I think first person template is transparency, and that's why it's that. But everything else is apparently amazing and easy. Hold on, if I shoot that. The boxes apparently don't take up very much shader time. I'm just pressing buttons. Whoa! I just full screened it. Actually, while I'm here, what if I go to game? Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't count as a... OBS is not detecting this as an actual game, if it makes sense. According to OBS, this is just a window. Fascinating. Anyway, let me wait. Okay, we're out of full screen. Alright, this is cool. So we can just kind of mess around and play with all the stuff. The shadows are actually pretty good resolution as well. Nice, good times. Alright, so let me close that. Cancel. Oh, launch complete. Alright, good. Good job, launch complete, guys. Let me move my face back over there, you don't need to see that again. Alright, cool, so you can just launch this stuff. We can launch it in Chrome. It can be an HTML5 thing. Really? Really? It can run as an HTML5? Oh wait, the game is it crashed? Did I crash it? I clicked the button. I clicked the thing and it stopped. Oh no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean I didn't mean it. Come back. God, don't crash. Don't crash. I believe I have crashed the Unreal Editor 4. That's a shame. Oh no, we're back. We're back, but no, we're not back. Wait, what? What happened? It seems to disagree with HTML5. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for what's going on right now. I mean, should I close it? The thing is, it takes a long time to open. So if I close it, it's going to take a long time to open again. Okay, what is it? Waiting on something? Like, what is it? I don't think it's waiting for something. Alright, I'm gonna close it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We can launch another one, and you will see together just how long this takes to launch, right? Well, it's faster than last time. Maybe it's faster if it's already open. I just want to know what happened here, though. Anyway, we're opening a new one, and maybe we look at this now, right? So goals, click the start. Alright, required setup. Oh, here we go. So that's... But the other one's not closed yet. So before we get started, the first thing we need to do is to create a project to work from for the duration of the guide. In the steps below, we will use Unreal Engine 4's project browser to create our project. After completing the step, you will have a template that you can build onto for your future projects. Sweet. After installing Unreal Engine and launching the Unreal Editor, you will first be presented with the Wait, what's going on? Nothing. Alright, there's nothing. You'll first be presented with the project browser. Click the New Project tab and select the blank blueprint template. Enter a save location and name and click Create Project. Alright. So New Project, blank, name, Tutorial 1. Oops, Tutorial 1. and I guess everything else is default. The new project tab is where you can create new projects based off several different template types, while the projects tab contains any previously created projects or samples that you have downloaded. So the first person one was the one we were playing with before. Like I didn't make it right, so I just used the template. So again, I'm creating a blank template, tutorial 1, create project. And this is gonna take a while again. I don't know what happened to this one though. I did say to close it, but it's just completely failed. Anyway, after creating your project, once the Unreal Editor has finished loading, you'll be presented with the main editor interface as shown below. In the next step, we will cover the basic controls for navigating the viewports inside the Unreal Editor. Alright, well, let me just click there while we wait for this to load. And if we tab over to this, which is what's going on, 93%, alright, it's almost loaded. Oh, wait, did it close the other one? Okay, it finally closed the other one. And I still don't know what happened to it. I clicked on HTML5 and then it just hated me. It just refused to cooperate. And now it is gone and I don't know what happened to it. And here's the thing about these programs too, like they're not a lot of these like complicated 3D editing and game engine programs, they're not always as stable as you might expect. Okay, here we go, the tutorial is done. So the blank template gives you a table and a chair, and 2 chairs in fact. So it's not really blank. What is that? Oh, player start? Alright, that's the way the player start. Alright, cool story. Alright, we don't need the welcome again. Let me go back to the tutorial. Navigating the viewport. With the project open and ready to go, the first thing you may notice is the viewport in the center of the Unreal Editor. Yeah, so this one there. Inside the viewport is where you will do most of your level construction. The template project that we selected in the previous step includes a small sample level and some assets for us to get us started with. Using this little area as a point of reference, take a moment to get used to the viewport camera controls by using the most common methods for navigating the viewport in Unreal Engine 4. Standard controls. These controls represent the default behavior when clicking and dragging in the viewport with no other keys or buttons pressed. These are also the only controls that can be used to navigate the orthographic viewports. Oh, real? Alright, left mouse button and drag, move the camera forward and backwards and rotate left and right. No, but that's perspective. Hold on, left mouse button, oh, this is forward and back, wow. But you can also WASD, huh? So if I look down and then forward, oh, it's actually it doesn't fly downwards. It just walks you forward. Fascinating. But if I go W now, it flies me into the ground. That's interesting. All right. So left mouse button forward and back. Rotate the viewport camera, we know that. Left and right and drag, move up and down. Wow. Both mouse buttons and then drag is up and down, and also side to side. So this is panning the camera. And then this is like tracking. No, this is tracking the camera. Wait, is this panning? No, this is panning, my bad. And this is well, just moving left, right, up and down basically. It's a little complicated. The WASD is probably easier. Orthographic, left mouse and drag is create a marquee. Right mouse and drag pans the viewport camera. And then both is zoom. Focuses the camera on the selected objects. This is essential to make the most out of tumbling the camera. This is essential to make the most of tumbling the camera. What does that mean? Why would you want to tumble the camera? So if I go F, it will look at it. It will look at the thing. Alright, we're looking at things. Okay, cool. I'm gonna forget all this stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget all this stuff. And we have to memorize mouse buttons and F. To switch to an orthographic view, click the perspective drop down and then select an orthographic view mode. Alright, well, so we can go here and go to top view, and it gives you a wireframe right away. Interesting. We go lit. Alright, cool. And so in here, this is a selection marquee, and then this is panning, and then this is zooming. But we can also click on that and F. Click on the chair and F. Alright, well, interesting, good to know. This is wireframe by default. Alright, let's go back to perspective. Okay, there you go. Maximize or restore this viewport. Window. Can I get more viewports? I can get more viewports. Oh, there you go, a second viewport. Look at that, I have 2 viewports now. Crazy. Alright, let's close that again. So you can have up to 4 viewports, which is useful. Usually, you would, well, not usually, but often you might want like top, front, and left, and then perspective. Like that's the a common way to navigate 3D environments is to have like top, front, left, and then perspective. Which is why you need 4 viewports, right? WASD flight controls. All these controls are only valid in a perspective viewport, and by default you must hold RMB to use the WASD game type controls. Alright, so we know WASD. E and Q is up and down. Z and C is frame or field of view, zoom in and out, raises FOV and then lowers FOV. Let's not play with that too much, that can get confusing really fast. Orbit, dolly, and track. Alright. Unreal Editor supports Maya-style pan, orbit, and zoom viewport controls, making it much easier for Maya artists to jump in and use the tool. If you're unfamiliar, here's a breakdown of the keys. Alt, left mouse button and drag tumbles the viewport around a single pivot. Oh, okay. Right. So if we select that, and then we go Alt, then you can do this. This is orbit. Orbit is useful. Alright, so if we kind of focus that, and then we orbit. Whoa! Orbiting a chair! Crazy. Okay, I mean it's not that crazy. It's a little bit useful. Okay, and then dollies the camera towards and away from a single pivot or point of interest. Dollying and zooming are 2 different things. Anyway, right now, okay, go in and get out. This is not zooming, this is dollying. This is literally like pushing the camera closer or pulling it back. Whereas adjusting the field of view is a different thing. So it's important to keep track of what that is. Alt, middle mouse button and drag tracks the camera left, right, up and down in the direction of the mouse movement. Alright, so you're just gonna track the mouse camera. Alright, cool. The orbit is kind of useful. Orbit's kind of useful. We can also circle strafe, which is a similar thing but less elegant. Significantly less elegant. But we can also circle strafe if you play Quake. End result, you should now have an understanding of the different methods you can use to navigate the viewport and have found one that you are comfortable with using to move the camera around in the level. You'll be moving the camera around quite a bit as you're building your levels, so feel free to switch between the different methods at any point to get the precision that you need. In the next step, we'll create a new level so that we can build on our simple area and start populating it with assets. Alright, good.